To better understand the sport of cutting, one must first understand the special bond between man, beast, and in this case, man's best friend.
Well, a horse has to really trust the rider, and the rider has to trust the horse. If there's any tension between the two of them, each of them can feel it. A horse is very sensitive. They move their skin when a fly lands on them, so anything that you do with your body, they feel. And if you're having a really good run, the horse takes over and really trusts you. These horses have been bred for generations to do this. They're like a cow dog, that's a border collie that's bred to work cattle. And what it takes is just mainly their natural instincts. We're not making these horses do this. With the freedom they have with us showing, if we had to make them do it, it wouldn't go very well. So the horses that you see perform well, they were made for this.
And this event, which began 42 years ago this month, was custom made for Georgia, livestock enthusiasts, and venues like this one. One of its original co-founders is Billy Morris, a media mogul and Augusta native who also co-founded the National Barrel Horse Association and whose shows consistently contribute millions of dollars to local economies. Sherry FULMER, Augusta Futurity show director, has been on board since 1982 and says despite the show's popularity and attraction, it's arguably one of the best kept secrets in Georgia.
You know, the great thing is that we were cutting in Augusta before cutting was cool, really and truly. We've been here, this is our 42nd show annually. We are the largest cutting east of the Mississippi River. We started that way 42 years ago. We believe in the cowboy way of life. We believe in all the things that you believe that cowboys stand for, and we have just kept on keeping on all these years.
At first glance, cutting may look like just another horse competition. Far from it. This sport features some of the country's best cowboys, cowgirls, horses, and cattle. Additionally, the rules, system of scoring, and elements of a good run are also unique. And it all starts with the dirt.
You got a basis already in here, and then you put about 3 inches of sand, which is on top of the basis already here, where the horses can kind of slide, but they get a bite where they can go back across the arena while they're cutting the cow.
Scott Brown is another Futurity veteran and knows exactly what the competitors want and need. Aside from driving the tractor and leveling dirt, Brown has traveled the world both working and competing in barrel horse racing from as far away as China and France. He owns and operates a farm just outside of Athens, and although it's not the first place one thinks of when cowboys come to mind, Brown says the cowboy way of life and the Futurity is the only way of life for him.
It's just a certain kind of a passion that everybody has for cutting horses and working, because you got the Yellowstone movie that's came out, and it's all about the cowboy atmosphere now.
One of those cowboys and ambassadors of cutting is a legend in a totally different sport. A person who back in the day actually despised cowboys. More specifically, the Dallas Cowboys. Mel Blount. If that name sounds familiar, it should. In the 1970s and early 80s, Mel won 4 Super Bowls as a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. In 1989, he was enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In addition to all that weight training and intense workouts, Mel credits cutting with helping him stay healthy and strong throughout his playing career. He says in many ways, cutting is just like football.
It's a test of the wills between the animals, and the horse is the star. So you want your horse to have that desire, just like an athlete. He has to want to do it, he has to have the heart, and he has to have the ability. And so I enjoy the sport because there's so many variables, so many things can go wrong, but when it goes right, it's the best feeling in the world. And so I've been doing it since 1970, and I just love it. It's a fascinating game. I would ride every off season, and believe it or not, it's a good exercise. It's good for your legs, especially your groins, and so I never had any leg issues when I played football, and I credit a lot of that to the horses.
What an ambassador Mel Blount is. And when he gets here, he's just like everybody else. He's watching the horses, he's into the athleticism of the horse and the riding, and he just forgets himself.